My name is KIYRA LYNN with Hollywood First Look Features, and today I have Bryce Dallas Howard, director of the documentary DADS. Bryce, as a single mom who is also a dad, this documentary touched me in so many different ways. So I just want to say congratulations on fine work that you've done.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you.
As a parent, you look at yourself and you look at the humanity that occurs. And so I want to know if that for you is what inspired you to do this documentary.
Yeah, you know what? In large part it was. I think that for myself, what it's taken for me to be a parent was beyond my wildest dreams. The humanity it requires of yourself is pretty immense. And I felt as a mother really in the beginning really lost. And I realized that as I was starting to look into the possibility of doing this documentary, I was like, oh my gosh, there are fathers like my dad, like my husband, like the godfather to my children, like just men I really admire who are remarkable. And they are undermined. It's assumed that they're not doing the work. If they take paternity leave, it's assumed that they don't have a good work ethic. I mean, it is totally absurd the way in which the culture of fathering has evolved throughout the years, and the ways in which it's entirely unsupportive of men, which puts all the pressure on the women. And so it's something that became very important to me. And then when my brother got pregnant, or his wife got pregnant with their first child, it became even more personal to me.
When you initially embarked on this journey, did you initially plan to have it be a sort of a family affair?
Not really. What I pitched was a Greek chorus of comedians who will be kind of like our modern day philosophers, and fathers around the globe. And I mentioned that I'd interviewed my grandfather years prior, and that he had passed, and that he was such a wonderful father himself. But my dad kind of shot down that idea because he was pretty nervous about it in general. And then it wasn't until later I kept saying I need an expecting father. And then when my brother and his wife were pregnant, I was like, oh, well, thank you. And it felt at that point more organic to include my family story.
Is there anything new that you had learned about your father during this process that you didn't know before?
Well, it's not that I learned things that I didn't know, because he's a pretty open guy and we're really good friends. Like I mean, even honestly, even when I was a kid, like going back and watching my home movies, I'm like, oh my gosh, when I was 6, you fully treated me like your buddy. Like I really, wow, like you really included me, Dad. Thank you so much. So I do feel, and I have a really, pretty good memory. And so I remember a lot of the things that he would share. But I think seeing him, relatively shortly after my grandfather's passing, within a year or so was when I started making the movie, and interviewing him about my granddad and getting to watch him kind of passing the torch to my brother. That was something that was really precious, and that I wouldn't have gotten to do if I wasn't making a documentary. Even my brother, he kept saying, he was like, listen, even if there wasn't a movie, I just loved like getting interviewed. That was such a great conversation. And so, you know, it's great that it worked out in that way. And I think that even if we didn't necessarily learn new things about one another, I mean, I did learn new things about my brother. It deepened the relationship.
Well, congratulations. DADS is premiering on June 19th. Bryce, thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.